We've discussed the power of brevity and simplicity, which do wonders to make the window pane of your writing spotless. To complement those principles, really good writers also rely on specifics. This plays into our writing principle, be the authority, because specifics and data add power to your writing. You don't want to say, the marketing campaign was highly successful. This is vague. What does highly successful actually mean? How are you measuring success? Why should your audience believe you when you claim success? Instead, you want to provide objective specifics whenever possible. So let's try it again. The marketing campaign increased lead generation by 50% and conversions by 20%, adding $500,000 to the bottom line. That's specific and much more powerful than the marketing campaign was highly successful. Besides providing non-specific information like the marketing campaign was highly successful or customer service is better than ever, you also want to avoid general statements in your writing like everyone knows finance is important, P&Ls are hard to read, or all managers know that talent development is important. A general statement saps your writing of specifics and energy, and they're also really easy to disprove. Surely not all managers realize that talent development is important. And generalities give your audience no real information. They muddy the window pane of your writing and obscure your real thinking from the view of your audience. To avoid generalities, watch out in your sentences for what I think of as absolute words, like everyone, no one, all, always, never. Their presence is a warning that you may have written a generality. Non-specific words like many, most, a few, or some are also clues to you that you need to add more details to your writing. For instance, the statement, everyone thinks general accounting is hard, is a generality that's impossible to prove. Similarly, many people participated in the reorganization says very little. What does many mean? You should say instead something like, the division heads and the labor union president participated in the reorganization. This statement has more authority and force. The writing is much stronger. You also want to avoid statements with a hugely vague or general subject like, in today's society, everyone knows that design drives success. Anything that begins with a reference to society needs to be cut. Just get it out of your writing entirely. Also, in this sentence, who is everyone and what does success mean? This is really pretty bad writing. Similar phrases to avoid are throughout history or everyone knows. Whenever you can, you want to avoid jargon when you write. This can be a matter of feel for your own corporate culture, but the problem is jargon-heavy sentences become completely meaningless. A sentence like, we want to drive the metrics to optimize the leveraging of the sales parameters to achieve a paradigm shift is an example of total jargon overkill. Seriously, what does this sentence even mean? This is probably someone who's writing to sound smart instead of to be smart. They probably haven't taken the time to ask themselves if they're really saying what they want to say. Worst of all, it's a lot of work to read and interpret the sentence. Anytime your reader has to stop and interpret what you mean, anytime they have to work to understand you, you've lost them. Also, there's no guarantee that they're going to interpret the vague writing correctly. As the writer, you want to maintain more control over the reading experience. Rather than a jargon-heavy sentence, wouldn't your reader thank you for writing the same idea as, we need to diversify our sales? Of course, I'd like this sentence even better if it were broken out into specifics. In order to meet our year-end goals, we need to increase sales by 15% in the gift market, is even better. But wait a minute, I have some extra phrases there, so let me take another swipe at it. To meet our year-end goals, we need a 15% increase in gift market sales. There we go. The lesson of this video is to always be specific. You've probably noticed a tension between cutting words and adding detail, and you'd be right. But in this case, we're adding specifics to add power and clarity to your writing, and then we're going in and cutting as many words as we can. When you write, Use objective specifics whenever you can to add power to your writing.